What's up, Carla?
Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm good, if not slightly embarrassed.
Why?
What's today's date? January 26th.
Uh-huh.
This is our first cup of joy of 2023.
We're busy people.
That's fair. That's fair. But I have missed doing this with you. I'm
Likewise.
excited for today's guests.
Yes,
Um,
same.
they're gonna bring a vibrant energy, I think.
Yeah, to this morning show, which I'm excited for, actually.
Go ahead.
No,
I
you
was
go.
gonna say to tease what we're gonna talk about. Just last week, I believe, along with our colleagues at the Internationals Network for Public Schools, we publicly, lots of public in there, announced Cohort 6 of the Equity Fellows. So we're excited about that cohort. There are 21 members of that cohort.
Correct, yes.
Which I calculated brings us to 95 total Equity Fellows over 6 or 7 years.
Correct. That's exciting.
It is, and I think we truly can say there are 95 fellows because even though the first and second cohort finished their fellowships many, many years ago, they're still deeply involved in the fellowship work. And we cross paths with them at conferences, in schools. I feel like the newest fellows are joining. They have the benefit of joining a family that's kind of already formulated.
Yes. And what's really cool, I think, about Equity Fellows is, given how big it is so far, just the alumni network, just there's so much love, and it's family and it's community, and they see each other in conferences and circles, and it's just keeps on growing. But that's one of the reasons why we've been so busy.
Yes.
Because we've had to welcome our new cohort of fellows this month, and we actually just had our first kickoff last night.
All right, well then you probably already have a lot to talk about with today's guests.
I do.
Let's bring them on.
We do, tag team.
10% of the current cohort of Equity Fellows are on this call, so let's introduce them. Dr. Shameka Gerald from Yellow, and Shawnee Caruthers. Shawnee, do you have a doctor on your name?
I don't, but
all right. I'm not
put it on there.
I'm not trying to divide anybody. I just wanted to give respect with titles, but welcome to both of you. Not only Equity Fellows, but friends of Big Picture. Welcome to today's show.
Yes. Thanks for having us.
Welcome.
Thanks, and I'm so excited to be here with my partner in educational crime.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think first off, I wanna kick us off, right? Because we had our kickoff from C6. You two are Cohort 6 Equity Fellows members. Welcome, congratulations. I can't wait for you to take this journey. I would say let's just start with why Equity Fellows, and how does it tie into the work that you're currently doing?
Yeah, I'll go first just so I can call Shameka out, because I think part of her why is because she thought she was going to get a private jet to our in-person convenings, but I'm going to let her talk about that.
What happens. What happened? Cohort stays in cohort. C6 for life. Like, you can't come out here calling me out first thing this morning, though.
Okay, it just may or may not be the first thing you said after our session last night, but my why for joining Equity Fellows really it's obviously rooted in equity, but I'm currently and almost finished participating in a fellowship called Surge with Surge Institute with Carmita and the crew. And I just got so inspired and have already begun to learn so much about myself and things I didn't even know I didn't know until I was a part of that fellowship, that I literally just wanted to keep learning. And it doesn't hurt that some of my most favorite people in the world work for Big Picture Learning, you two included, as well as like Carlos and Son and Eunice and the whole crew and David. So when this opportunity presented itself, and then, and also understanding that, maybe Shameka was gonna be a part of it as well, it was just like, okay, sign me up. And so just another opportunity to continue to unpack how do we create spaces for each student, because when I say each, it means it's personalized. It's in a way that removes those gaps to access so that all of us can thrive.
Thank you.
So thank Donnie for such a wonderful doctoral level response this morning. And if I was in the awarding businesses of doctorates, you would have earned yours this morning. Because any other time I talk to you, that's not how you sound. But and that's one of the things that I love about the work that I get to do now. I work for an education nonprofit called Yellow, but my experience with Big Picture started when in 2000. Excuse me, cough drop. I have a sore throat this morning, so I'm sorry if y'all see me like almost choking. But I started in 2016, attending my first Big Picture learning conference. I was the principal of a high school in Newport News, and I fell in love. I tell Carlos this all the time. Like I found my people. I found my tribe. It was like homecoming. I didn't know what I was missing. And so Eunice Mitchell was I called her my school design coach. I know that's not what they're called, but I made up my own title for what she did. She came and did a site visit. She did the evaluation, and we were going to do a school within a school model, but within traditional public school, funding, all of those things just kind of fell by the wayside. But I never lost sight of Big Picture. I went back. I think I've been to 3 conferences, including the last one, may have been my 4th. And when Equity Fellows was running previously, I always wanted to be an Equity Fellow because that was the work that I was trying to do in the space that I was in. And I'll never forget that first, maybe it was the second conference we went to. My superintendent was with me, and we went to the session, and it was called Wild Leadership. And they did this whole art thing on Wild Principle. And she got up and walked. She was like, we don't need to be here because we have you. And all of those components, she felt like I embodied them. And it really allowed me to do what I needed to do with the young people that I served to move the work forward. Fast forward, I was a principal for 6 years, and never forgot about the work of Big Picture. And you continue to inspire me every single day to advocate for young people in ways that nobody would, and to amplify the voices of the communities, not just the young people though, communities that surrounded those young people, because a school is nothing without a community. So that's why I was excited to apply. And I was like, in the background, I was like, this is like the first time I've applied. It's a lifelong dream. And I'm not lying when I say that. Like Shawnee will tell you, I'm not a person that's going to say something I don't mean. And if I don't get in, I'm going to fly somewhere and find somebody. And I'm going to be like, yo, I've been in the game from jump. Like I've been in the streets pushing this equity work. I have been an equity avenger. I have been an equity champion. I have been an equity warrior. I will fight somebody. I will take the earrings off. What do you need me to do? Because what I really want is to make sure that our communities have the resources that they need for upward mobility. And now I get to do that work in a very different setting where there are less restraints at Yellow, where our mission is even the odds for all through education. And that's where I met Shawnee as well. And I'm a gut person. So when I met her, I was like, I don't know, but she's my sister. She's my sister in this work, and her family as well. So that's why I wanted to be a part of this experience, because of the work that I have experienced personally through Big Picture has made me who I am as a leader, and has supported me when y'all don't even know you were supporting me. I could fall back on those conferences and say, I'm not by myself. I got a group of people out here doing that same thing. So that's why I'm here today, because y'all creating for genius, and we here for it.
Carla and Chris, do we have time for more questions, or did Shameka take all the time?
I mean, should I just go to mine, Carl?
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Oh man, I mean, you both teed me up because I want to talk. It's going to sound very self-serving, but I did want to talk about Big Picture conferences. First of all, you all refer to each other as partner in crime. I like to share that relationship with Carla. Before I plug myself, I want to plug you all. If anybody listening to this wants more of this rapport, there's a podcast where the both of you, along with your third partner in crime, Victoria Andrews, talk about Big Bang. I mean, a little bit about Big Bang, more it's just kind of like shade throwing amongst the three of you. Shawnee, my question is for you. We are going to open registration for next year's Big Bang in February. As you know, we're coming to your hometown, Kansas City. Can you tell us what people have to look forward to in Kansas City?
So, of course, the most obvious is barbecue. So let's just start off top. Well, first, we hope that you have something to look forward to as welcoming us as the most recent Super Bowl champs of 23. We're just gonna put that out there. There's still a couple of games left, but I believe in Chiefs Kingdom. So let's start there. Hopefully that's what you have to look forward to. But once we move beyond all of the amazing sports in Kansas City, barbecue is just definitely going to be next on the list. But more so than anything are just like all of the great things happening in education in the region. And we're fortunate to be home of these amazing like 31 different systems that have about 75 different high school superintendents, etc., that are doing some great stuff together. They've all agreed to be a part of what we call a real world learning initiative, supported by the Kaufman Foundation, where they did something totally out of the box, where they said, look, we're going to come together and we're all going to agree on these common agreements for kids. And so it wasn't just, oh, Kansas City Public Schools or Kansas City, Kansas or Center or Blue Valley. It was, what can we all do to serve kids? Because it's that whole adage that we need to make sure that all are well. And so they really took that to heart and said, we know kids move all around. So how can we give them something that's something bigger than a high school diploma? And so when people come to the city, hopefully they feel that energy of just like a collective success or desire for success for all students. But then also wrapped in that, in the kind of the heartbeat of the city, it's just like this love for like jazz and music and art. And it's just a really vibrant city that comes alive, that really believes in just the sense of community. And people always say like Kansas City people are the most kindest, and we even have an award for like the kindest Kansas City.
What?
Right, it's not like that in Norfolk or over in Virginia. Don't worry about it.
What? I'll be the judge of that when I get there. The barbecue and the people.
The barbecue and the kindness of the people, but we just believe in a sense of community and helping each other. It's just that Midwest swag, I guess. But so we can't wait to welcome people. Like you said, Chris, Shameka, Victoria, and I, as well as the rest of the Yellow team, had literally the best time in Florida this past summer at the Big Bang Conference. I know that Shameka's like a Big Bang OG, but that was my very first one. And so just like to have that experience, and then to have it alongside my family of Yellow, and then my family at Getting Smart, which is like, we're going to talk about a cup of joy. That was like a whole like bowl, saucer, equator of joy. And so just really looking forward to bringing that to Kansas City.
And I did want to say that at last year's Big Bang, I think you all know, there was a cohort of Equity Fellows from different cohorts that came together and sort of, I don't want to say they had a separate conference, but they kind of reflected on going through Big Bang as an Equity Fellow group of cohorts. And there's a video that came out of that we've shared with folks, and I'm happy to share again.
Chris, I know you don't know where to go with these. Like you have two.
I kind of don't.
I just like to point out that Shawnee did respect her elders in that moment and referred to me as the OG. And I know that y'all are like OGs, but I just want to thank you for putting respect on my name.
There's the first time for everything.
There is.
I mean, part of me wants to like let folks know that we've reached the end of our episode, but if you want to stick around, we're going to go for like 20 or 40 more minutes. You know, whatever.
Whatever you want. It's up to you.
Carla.
Well, since it's the end, Shawnee and Shameka, do y'all want to plug in any work that you're doing? Any work? What are y'all doing? What are y'all up to? What should people check out?
Yeah, I'll let Shameka go first.
Well, you can always check us out, the work that we're doing at teamyellow.org, or you can follow us on our socials. From the teamyellow.org website, you can find us. We're on Twinster. There is not a Twinster. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can follow all of the adventures of our young people. We call them explorers. We opened our first school in 2021, Yellow Hab. You can follow Yellow Hab in those places as well. And, I just appreciate the opportunity to be here. And this has brought joy to my morning and my day. I get to see Shawnee. I get to see the picture. And I get to cut up a little bit before I have to head down back into some work and do some real serious stuff.
Thank you.
And I second Shameka in terms of like, go follow Yellow. They're really doing some really amazing things. And, you know, the staff there is just like truly amazing. I know them. I love them. I vouch for them. And I just, you know, just really appreciate how they're putting students at the center. But you can also follow gettingsmart.com. And you can check us out on our website as well as all the socials. I don't know what Twinster is, but please feel free to check out Twitter. Shameka's been on Twitter for so long, she don't even know what it's called anymore. But
I'm back. Equity Fellows brought me back.
Like,
resurrected me.
I didn't know that we were out there until somebody told me, because I've been on Twitter for so long too. But please check out all of the spaces. We're doing some really great things around New Pathways. That's the campaign that we're working on over the next year and a half or so, with lots of great supporters, great funders, and, you know, just really thinking through, like we always do, what's next for students and all the innovations in learning. And we just had a town hall yesterday about the future of learning, or what's next in learning for 2023. So when that comes out in a couple of weeks on gettingsmart.com, please check that out so you can know, you know, just kind of the great things that are going to happen this year around education.
Thank you. Chris, you do such a good job at closing. I'm going to toss back to you.
I mean, I don't know how to. This was a whirlwind. So thank you both. I will say this. I'm a little bit suspicious that Carlos Moreno set this up as like an open audition for like taking Carla and I's co-host duties.
Never.
So we can talk about that offline, Shawnee and Shameka. I, you know, love you both, but if you're coming for us, we're gonna have to talk about that.
Carlos is a little shady, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that shade.
Into it. Yeah.
Let's
All right,
get into it. This is the
safe space.
Thank you, Shameka.
Yeah, thank you.
Woo. I mean that.
There we go. Well, listen, I have such a good idea now, though, for when we get to our in-person convenings. I just hold the camera and I give them the mic.
Sure.
And, like, show us, tell us what we're doing.
I also had an idea for a new social media site. I'm going to call it, I don't know, Twinster or Twister. Or also just wanted, because you do a little bit of fact checking, Shameka called Eunice a school design coach. The actual title of that role at the time was called school design coach. So you hit it. You got it. I mean, I don't know if you were making it up on the spot, but way to hit the nail on the head. Carla?
Chris?
We're at minute 18. That time flew by. We called the show the Cup of Joy because we knew that when we would launch this, there were going to be times where we needed like the proverbial cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I don't want to play favorites, but this episode kind of exemplified what we were going for a long time ago.
Definitely. We just need people to bring the energy next time. No, I'm just kidding. This was great.
All right, Carla, take us out.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for joining our first episode of 2023. Catch us next time. And with that, make it a great day or not, folks. The choice is yours.
Bye.